This video is going to be really high yield. I'm going to show you in the next 5 minutes how to create a LinkedIn bot for creating messages on LinkedIn. So this is going to save you hundreds of hours each year. So this is very, very simple to use Chat GPT to make LinkedIn post according to your own tone, personalized to what you want to say. And then you can create hundreds of posts and schedule them for the next couple of months in like 5 minutes. So the first step is always you need to know how to use Chat GPT, right? So you cannot just say create a LinkedIn post for me. It should be very generic. You cannot use it. People will know that you use Chat GPT for it, right? It has to be personalized to your own tone, your business, those kinds of things. So the first thing I recommend doing is set up Chat GPT custom instructions, right? So I always recommend having Chat GPT Plus, and then what I mean by custom instructions. So when you go to Chat GPT, I hope you can see my screen here, and let it load in a minute. So if you click on your account, there is something called as custom instructions. It's very important to set that up first. For example, the first question asked is, what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better response, right? Here, I basically say what my name is, what my businesses are, what the business does. So ChatGPT knows all this information, and every time it creates a post, it's going to think about you, your business, whatever question you ask. So it's very important to give these instructions. There are 1,500 words. I recommend using most of the words. I haven't done it. I just did 500 words. I just typed a paragraph because I was lazy. But the more information you give ChatGPT here, the better your post will be, or any kind of response you get. And then it also asks, how would you like ChatGPT to respond? Here again, you can say, hey, I want the response to be short, long, those kinds of things. I basically say, hey, you are the expert in social media marketing and copywriting, because that's what I'm going to use ChatGPT for. And I also say, please respond in a friendly, conversational, professional tone. So you can set whatever you want here. So this is like overall applicable to any questions you're going to ask in ChatGPT. This will remember these instructions before it generates a post for you or it generates an answer for you. So first thing to do is to set up the custom instructions. The next step is create the bot. So when I say create the bot, right? So you want to start a new chat for the purpose you want. So if you want to chat for LinkedIn, I'm just calling it a bot. For LinkedIn post, create a separate chat flow. If you want a Facebook post, create a separate chat flow. And whatever you want a blog writer, create a separate chat flow, right? So then during that chat conversations, you can build it up so that you get what you want. So I'm going to show you in a minute how I do it. And then always assign the role to the chat GPT. For example, here, so this is my LinkedIn post generator. It's LinkedIn expert and copywriting thing. If you go all the way to the top, right, the first thing I tell chat GPT is what role it's going to play, right? So I'm going to call chat GPT, hey, you're an expert on LinkedIn and copywriting. So then it's going to play that role. If you just start asking questions straight away, it's going to give you a very generic answer. So you have to assign it a role when you start, right? And then I also tell it digital instructions. You help people get more followers on LinkedIn by writing compelling post that connects with readers. And then I tell my topic of interest, so I'm telling her, ChatGPT, your topic of interest are entrepreneurship, business, and efficiency, right? Because those are the things I care about. And then I also say the aim of the post is to inspire readers to take action. And then I want the post to get influenced by Dan Sullivan's book. So I'm going to say your favorite author is Dan Sullivan. So it's going to think about, when it's create the post, it's going to think about Dan Sullivan. And then you use these ideas in your post. And then I always ask, do you understand? Then it's going to summarize your thing, and then you can read it and make sure that ChatGPT understands what you exactly want, right? So you always assign the role first, and then the next step is very, very important. This is a very powerful step which people miss, because how does ChatGPT know who you are? How does it customize for you, right? So here I'll show you a simple example you can do. Of course, I already told ChatGPT what form I wanted to generate the post, but also if you go down here, I basically said how make these topics more personalized than general education posts, right? You don't want general. So I ask it, hey, ask me questions that will help you personalize a post. So I'm asking Chat GPT, hey, what do you want to know about me so that you can personalize the post for me, right? So then it came up with 10 questions. Hey, whatever questions came, your investment journey, what is Redux CRM, because I put it in there. Who is your target audience? What are your success stories, challenges? Why do you think Dan Sullivan is important? What is influence? What do you think about time management, networking, those kinds of things? What are your future goals? So it asks me all these questions, trying to understand who I am. And then I start answering those questions. Hey, answer to the first question. Then I'll say answer to the second question. So I give as much information I can. Again, here I was very lazy. I didn't give a detailed answers. The more detailed answers you give, the more personalized your post is going to be. So spend some time answering the questions it asks. Then it's going to keep in mind, and then it's going to act like you when it creates a post. And it's going to be very personalized. If you put any stories in there, then it's going to use those stories in the actual post. So right, ask that ChatGPT to ask you questions, and then tell ChatGPT the format you want. I just showed you. I basically told ChatGPT, hey, create this post in the form of hook, value, and call to action, because this is the most common post. Hook is the first line needs to be intriguing for the audience. So it usually starts with a question and then give some value for them. And the last line is always, hey, what do you think about it? What will you do in this situation? Those kinds of things, so that it increases engagement. So you have to tell ChatGPT what format you want, right? And then another important step is give ChatGPT examples of posts you like, right? So I actually went to LinkedIn, right? I'm going to show you here. So I asked her to write some post. I didn't completely like this. I basically say, hey, make this post more conversational, less structured. And then it did it. Then you give feedback. This is better, but now write more posts. Then what I did is I went to LinkedIn and then got some post I liked, right? I'm going to show you where it is. I started creating posts. Then I said, okay, I don't completely like these posts. LinkedIn people are writing better posts than this. So I'm going to show you. So I basically said, I'm going to give you a few examples of LinkedIn posts. I want you to structure the post you generate similar to them. Do you understand? Right? Then it's to say, hey, go ahead and give me examples. So I basically said, here's the first example, here's a second example, here's a third example. I basically cut and paste posts from LinkedIn, which I liked from other people, so that ChatGPT can know, hey, I want this type of post, right? So I gave, like, you can give as much examples as you want. I think I gave like 5 or 6 examples. Then I said, hey, now recreate post. Now that you understood the style I want, then it starts creating some posts. Right. So that's pretty easy. So if you like some style, of course, don't just copy someone's one person's style. Give multiple examples on different posts you like. So ChatGPT knows, okay, what exactly you want. And the last one is give feedback to ChatGPT to refine your post. So always give feedback. For example, here I already showed you some, but I basically give some feedback. Hey, I like this, but change this kind of thing. Let me show you some example. Here I say don't repeat the same topic, right? Because sometimes it tends to repeat the same topic. Then I say don't do it. And then if I like the post, I say, hey, I like this post. Then here I say I want the post to be longer, similar to the example I gave. Please recreate them and make them longer, because ChatGPT is creating very small posts. So every time you give, if you like the post, you say, hey, I like this post, create something similar, right? So at some point, after you go through all these steps, ChatGPT knows what you want in that conversation thread. And then you can go to a stage where, well, this is what I do now. I go back and say, hey, so here I gave feedback, because what happened is, um, here it says doctors, physicians. I didn't want them to add. So revise the post you already created. Make sure to avoid using doctors or physicians. So then it created those things. So you can give if something you don't like, you tell them. Now I simply go there and say, create the next 5 posts. Then it creates, right? I look at it. If I like it, I just cut and paste into my social media scheduler. And then that post for Monday to Friday for next week is done. So I create this post and then I go in. Then I'm going to show you of course, I use our CRM. which is Redux CRM. I have made some videos on it. If you like, if you guys want to get this CRM, let me know. And we have what you call as a social planner, where these are all my social media posts. I schedule them in advance. Today is November 4th. You can see Saturday, but the next week is already scheduled. If you see from Monday to Friday, I have a LinkedIn post. And then I actually even create a schedule for the week after. And now my VA does it. I actually don't create it because I created this chat bot. I curated it to what I want. Now I basically give it to my VA and said, hey, she basically goes in and says, create the next 5 posts, and then she schedules it here. Then I basically go in, for example, on the 14th, she has scheduled something. I'm going to go in and edit. And then I see, hey, do I like this stuff? And then I make some adjustments. I usually don't like two lines, so I add some spaces here, but overall it looks good. So this is entirely Chat GPT. And then I go and see, do I like it? This is about entrepreneurship, is not for faint of heart. I don't like exactly this picture my VA has put in, so I'm going to change it. I'm going to delete this picture and then create a new one. So everything is done within the CRM, right? So this is about entrepreneurship. I want to get some from pictures from Unsplash, but it's integrated into the CRM. So I'm going to say entrepreneurship. Okay. And then I will look for, okay, which one do I like? So I don't spend a lot of time on it. I just look at it quickly and then say, hey, maybe this one says entrepreneur, but this one is also good. This one is also good. So maybe I'll select do something great because it's inspiring, right? And I selected this, and then I'm going to say save edits. That's it. That day post for me is done in like 2 seconds. So hope you get some ideas on how to create a chatbot to create personalized LinkedIn post where you don't have to spend a lot of time. Once you spend some time creating the baseline, then after every week, it's like 2 seconds, 5 seconds, you say, create the next 5 posts. It's going to give you, if you don't like it, you just give it instructions.